Hello everybody, and we're back here. Today we're actually going to build an Angular calculator in Angular 5. So you will need a few prerequisites. You'll need to download Visual Studio Code, and you can do that here. It's right here. It's free for Windows and Mac, I believe. And you'll need to download Node if you don't already have it. You will need to install that globally, and you also need to install Angular CLI globally. So if you don't want to do that, you can go to Google and Angular ANGULAR CLI download, and you can go to Angular and do it here. This will tell you how to do it, and it will actually get you all the way there. So that said, I'm assuming you've done that. If not, please hit the pause button and do it real quick. So we're going to go CD desktop, and to open this up I hit Control tilde. I'm not sure what it is on Mac, I apologize, I'm not familiar with Mac, but we're going to do npm, or I'm sorry, ng new, and we're going to say calc. Okay, and that's because I already have, I just did it using before this, and normally I like to do it from scratch, but this time I didn't because when I went to record it I made a few errors and I wanted to re-record. So you're gonna get the best advice available now. So doing this, it takes about a minute or two. I'll hit pause, I'll come back as soon as it's done. Okay guys, it's done. You see that we have successfully created calc. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and hit File, and we're going to hit Open Folder, and we're going to open this and just hit Select Folder. Now it will bring us here. You'll see a whole lot of files that you really don't need to concern yourself with. For this video, you may want to read up on them. Angular has very good documentation, and you can absolutely read up on any of them. One I would like to point out is package.json. That is a Node package file. All of these come from Node or npm, and you will see npm start here. So that's what we'll use through this whole process. I'm going to go ahead and hit Control tilde and hit npm start, and that will start the server. And go ahead and open up here localhost 4200. That's what it always is for me, and you'll watch it build. Always takes a second for the first time. Oh, it's successful. Sorry about that. Now you have your first Angular 5 app. Congratulations, everybody. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to delete everything you just saw. Isn't that funny? Alright, so you go to App, and you can choose TS and app.component.html. Go ahead and delete that. And here we can just delete. We will use the rest of all that. And you can save them, and now you'll see now that we have the okay, now you'll see that we don't have anything here, which is what we're looking for. Very first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and start a string array, and we're going to call it buttons. Okay, it's going to be a string array, and in this array we're actually going to type our numbers that we need. So we're going to say 7, 8, and these are the order of the buttons that we want. So 4, 5, oops, this will be the minus sign, and then we will say 1, and we'll do 2. Look at that, I have a dot. 3, and we'll do a divide sign. And then we'll do a period or a decimal place, and then we'll do a 0, and then we'll do an equal sign. Alright, so now we want to actually create a container for our calculator. So we're going to just go ahead and create a div, and it's going to be class calculator container. Okay. Alright, and in this we want to have an input that actually is a type text, and then we want to use, well, we're just doing looks right now. Okay, and then now we want to do another div here. Okay, and this div is going to have a loop in it, ng4. And then we're going to say let button of buttons. Forgive me, we don't want a div, we want a button. Okay, and then now we want to use somewhat of a weird syntax. Okay, it's the curly brackets is what I call them, and they're actually directly above a bracket. So you hit shift bracket twice and shift close bracket twice. Okay, and then now you can just type button inside there. Okay, so now let's open our page up and see what we get. Ooh, we get a whole lot of ugliness. So we don't have any errors, but why don't we have any buttons? We have buttons, but we don't have any numbers in there. Oh, that's because I can't spell. Alright, so now let's open it back up, and you'll see now that we have them in there. Okay, so let's do a little bit of formatting here. Let's actually put this inside another div. Okay, now let's look at it, and now you can see that we have that. So let's minimize that and go ahead and do a little bit of formatting here. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this, and we're going to put it right in here, and we're going to go ahead and you need to put a period like that, and so we want the total width to be 300 pixels. Okay, so now let's take a look and see what's happening, and you can see that we're starting to wrap, which is good. Alright, so now we want to just have an input in here. Okay, and we want this to be a display of a block. And then I'm going to have a padding, just to make it a little bit bigger, 5 pixels, and a margin. You can make them whatever you want. I like 15.0 here. And then also a width of 285 pixels. Alright, you can make it, you can use CSS and make it look however you want there. I'm just doing that for simplicity. And I'm going to do a button here, and this button is going to be a width 75 pixels and a height of 75 pixels. Alright, now let's look and see where we're at. Hey, we're starting to look a little bit better. Looks like we are missing something here. So we have add minus, we're missing a times table. Okay, that's fine. Let's do that. Let's add that real quick. Let's go back to Visual Studio and just go ahead and add a times in there. And now it's there. Alright, so we click on it and nothing happens. Well, wonder why? Well, the reason is because we don't have an event on there. So let's just add a click event. Okay. And I'm going to put add numbers. And we're going to put the button in there. Okay. Now I'm just going to copy that. Go here. And I'm going to put button. It's going to be a string. It's going to return a void. And then we're just going to have a new variable. It's going to be called expression. It's going to be a string. And it's going to be equal to that. So let's say expression plus equals number. Alright, let's go ahead and so now it's not working. Well, that's because we don't have any binding on the input yet. So what we want to do, they actually refer to this called banana in the box. And what it is a bracket with a parenthesis inside of it. And then you can say ng model and simply use expression. So now let's see if it works. Got an error. Okay. This error actually says that it can't bind to that. And the reason for that actually is because we need to add import a few modules here. So we need to import forms module. And that is actually from Angular core. Not core, I'm sorry, forms. Alright, let's see if that actually works now. Nope, it doesn't. Alright, so we might need to, oh, that's because we didn't import it. We brought it in, but, okay. So, forms, module. And it still didn't work. Alright, so now let's try one more. Import common module, and this is from at Angular common. And now our buttons are there. So now we say 8, and you notice it's there plus 8. We hit equals, and equals shows. Well, that's not exactly what we want to do. What we really want to do is go ahead and make it so that it calculates right there. So what we can do, let's go ahead and go back to our formula. And let's cut this out and say this dot calculate. And we're going to say number. So now we want to say if number equals, and that's 3 equal signs. Please note that. That's more of a that's safer than your typical 2, so you should use that. And then we want to say else. This. Alright, so now we can go ahead and do that. Oh, that's not what we wanted. We want to say expression equals eval and then expression. Alright, so now we can open. We can say 5 times 5 equals now 25. You can see we're actually calculating it. But I feel like I want something a little more than this. I feel like I want it to be have some sort of border around it. So let's do that real quick. Let's go ahead and go here and go ahead and say border. In this border we want it to be 1 pixel wide, and we want it to be a solid, and we want it to be black. Okay, now let's see how that looks. We have a border around it. I'd like to have a little bit of a margin. This margin can be, we'll just say 25 pixels. And I'd like to have a padding on the inside of 10 pixels. See how that looks? That looks okay. Alright, so 5, oops. Let's see what happens when we do -3. Okay, so now let's go ahead. What we need to do still is we need to get rid of the number, because see, if we say 5 minus 6 equals, it just now says 1, then we say minus 5 gives us a new value, which might be what you want, but that's not exactly what I want. I want it to, when you start typing, to clear that out. So we're going to set a property here. It's going to be called as calculated. It's going to be a boolean, and it's going to be equal to false. Okay, and then here we can just say equals true. And this equals false. And then now here we can say if has calculated we can say this dot expression equals, there you go. And now we've created our calculator. 8 minus 6 equals 2 times 3 times 3 equals 9. 0.25 times 5 equals 1.25. And it looks like we have successfully created our calculator. Congratulations, guys, you've created a calculator in Angular 5. Please subscribe if you liked the video. Please tell me what you did, what you didn't like. Suggestions on new videos are always welcome. Thanks, guys.